a new little segment that we're bringing on to the Big Mama Radio Show here. Since I am one of the crazy TikToker followers on this show, it is a good time to go and scroll through it and find out what's been happening. So I hope you guys enjoy the Betty TikTok Rewind, and we're going to bring some stuff to you. So one of the first stories that I was looking at today that popped up was Jaguar Wright on Beyonce. If you guys know her, she was speaking out a lot about Diddy and a lot of the things that were going on with him. So let's jump into that. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Let's be clear. The Cowboy Carter album is a piece of shit. But for the baby to win Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter, let's talk about how wrong that is. Why? Did the Grammys feel the need to pick up her self-esteem a little bit because the Country Music Awards didn't embrace that project? Is everybody forgetting that? It's supposed to be a country album, and it wasn't acknowledged by any of the country community. But now that she won Grammy Album of the Year,
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year.
The only thing the Grammys just did is prove how irrelevant a Grammy is. Because giving her a Grammy Award for that piece, and the simple fact that songs like Daughter
Bathroom attendant, let me right in.
was on that album. Have we forgotten? Siri, I need the lyrics for Beyonce Daughter.
Ooh, so she gave it hard to Beyonce. She is talking about that they may have actually given her, they've been giving her the award, or maybe was purchased or whatever, because she was getting so much bad stuff, bad pushback from the Diddy situation and how they've been involving them and kind of being shunned from the country scene by not really winning for country albums. So I don't know. Check it out. Follow the TikTok rabbit hole and see where it leads you. I'm going to keep looking up on this and seeing what else comes up, because Jaguar is pretty interesting, to be honest with you. She's was involved in a lot of the music scenes and had a lot of contact with Diddy and all these stars, and she's just clapping loud and clapping back. So check that out. All right. Next thing I want to kind of jump into is TikTok food. You know, I know that there's people that buy there's people that buy, like, you know, TikTok, like peanut butters and stuff like that. Guilty. I totally did that. So one was okay, and a lot of them were not. And then there was one that was fantastic. So you just have to find your kind of your niche or whatever. This guy actually bought prepared cooked food from TikTok. So let's go ahead and jump into that one so you can see.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, check it out.
TikTok shop. I do not know what to say about this. Alright guys, it's that time. I have found more food on TikTok shop, and in this package I feel like you're not gonna
I'm scared.
even fathom what's inside here, because even for me this is very outrageous. But
Would you be brave to try it?
Yikes! I'm not. I don't think
Look,
I'm
look
eating
at it.
that.
Look at the wrapping. Look at the packaging.
It's like a rubber band.
no, it gets better.
Oh.
this looks absolutely rank.
I almost threw up a little bit.
Oh.
Oh
Ugh.
my god.
What is it?
And I'm a foodie. Okay, so I'm all about the food.
I guess there's only one thing to do.
He's gonna try this.
He's gonna eat it?
Watch.
No way.
TikTok shop kebab.
If you ever try to get me to order stuff off there and eat this, I'm out.
Okay,
I'm
watch,
out.
watch.
No way.
Oh.
Oh. What is it? It's a hair. Oh, it's even worse. It's worse. It's getting worse and worse.
Just watch. We'll eat it. Wait, pause. Never mind. He's done. He's done.
You're not eating it.
Okay, so what is your take? Would you order prepared TikTok food? We don't know where this is coming. This is kebab. So he ordered this, and I got a bag of vomit. I guess that's what it looks like to me, and has people hearing it. So good luck with that.
Gross. Disgusting.
Yeah, TikTok food. I think I'm out. All right, so we can't go today without. Oh my gosh, every other video on my TikTok feed was about Doge and U.S. aid, and of course our buddy Elon Musk, who's out there just right now getting so much love and hate of both sides of the of this whole, I don't even know what to call it, debacle. So we're gonna jump into some clips here, but there's some funny things that are happening too. So check it out.
Breaking news.
Broke.
Elon Musk, who some people like.
You can fast forward him because this is like a fast. He's talking about Elon, blah 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 blah. But we wanted the breakdown, which is down towards the end.
Aid is going to.
Yeah. And this is just like a breakdown of what was actually said.
Binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do.
Kind of want to avoid it too.
Taxpayers would support that. Why are we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem.
Which is propaganda.
Right.
I know.
They gave $1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal.
Yikes.
I could go all night.
Okay.
And many
so,
of my colleagues are upset.
And yeah,
I bet.
and then the
I bet.
colleagues are
I'm
upset.
a little upset.
So this is so funny because I'm like I'm listening to, so obviously it's like a 5.5 minute clip of him actually, like, you know, his time when he was talking about this. This is John Kennedy. If you guys don't know, Senator John Kennedy, he is, love him or hate him, but the things that he says are sometimes like comical. He's just the way that he describes certain things. But I bet you when I was watching this, I'm like, if you pulled out a map and you wiped down all the words from it, I would not be able to tell you where none of these places are that we are sending billions and millions of dollars to. I'm like, I could pick out Jamaica and I can point out Cuba just because I'm from there. But
you don't know where Sri Lanka is?
No. Do you know where it is on the map? If I show you a map, you can say that's Sri Lanka right there.
Maybe.
Yeah, you lie. But anyway, this is interesting because it's kind of like what they're trying to hit is Americans are upset that their tax dollars are going to places that for programs that we can't literally sustain, because we need, you know, our, United States government to help us, especially people in North Carolina and California who have been like wrecked, you know, with, rebuilding and having to do all that stuff. And we're here worried about like making a cartoon comic book in, India about a transgender superhero. Like literally they invested $35,000 into that. So it's crazy. Go on to the next one. This one was interesting too. And like I said, this is just all the Doge stuff just popping up, and it's just TikTok's been on fire. Go ahead.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk just found out that 3 big-time celebrities made millions and millions of dollars off of you just to take photos with Volodymyr Zelensky at the outset of the Ukrainian war. Want to know who they are?
Yes.
Here's the first one. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller
Why
got
Ben?
$4 million to fly to Ukraine and take photos with
You know, I
Volodymyr
saw this. I
Zelensky
wondered what he
$4
was doing
million.
over
war
there.
began.
$4
You
million.
probably
He was
thought
making
Ben
$4
Stiller
million.
went to Ukraine out of
Yeah.
solidarity and brotherhood and, the goodness of his own heart. He did it to get that bag. What even are these two talking about here? What kind of information could Volodymyr Zelensky, who's actively engaged in a war with Vladimir Putin, be seeking from Gaylord Fokker? Are you a butthead fucker? Number 2, Sean Penn. He got $5 million to meet with Vladimir Zelensky. And you may be asking yourself, why did Sean Penn...
Even Vladimir looks like he's
when Ben
sitting there
Stiller
wondering
got
why.
Well,
Look at the look on his
Sean Penn
face.
has
Why am
won
I
an
here?
Oscar, and he brought it with him. Because that's going to help.
We got the why am I here look, and
And
I just
number-
made a
Okay,
bunch
but
of
you gotta
cash
listen.
look.
It's really good.
Angelina Jolie, who got, wait for it,
Listen to this.
$20 million. That's
20.
like Beyonce not performing at the Kamala Harris rally.
To take a
kind of
picture.
money. That's $30 million of your tax money to fly celebrities to Ukraine to take photos with Vladimir Zelensky, which, let's be honest, they
Holy
could have
cow.
just created on AI for free. Elon Musk knows a little something about that.
Legit. Hey,
Donald-
hey, Colonel. The Colonel just popped in, and yes, we are doing the Betty TikTok review. This is something that we talked about because I am such a crazy TikToker who loves to go through all the rabbit holes. So I'm gonna bring just little things that I've come into and post them up here so you guys can follow and find them on your own too as well if you want to chat about them. All right, the next one coming up is another. We're right now we're jumping into Doge
This
and
one got messed up. I don't know
Elon.
which one you were picking here.
Nope. Okay,
No,
go to the
just
next
skip it.
one.
Next one.
Here we go.
We are about to go inside to demand that we talk to the folks from Elon Musk's team at Doge.
Here I
Yeah.
Elon
Right?
is the biggest troll ever. She's like, we're here to demand to that deal. You know, they talked to blah, blah, blah. And he's like, this is Doge. How may I help you? And he put his AI picture like on a desk with Doge. For you guys that are listening and not watching, this is so freaking funny. He is like the best troll ever. Like you say something to him, he's going to come back at you. He's going to
I
clap
think
back.
trolling Elon is probably just a bad idea.
It's a
in
bad
general.
idea. He's going to have some good ones. All right, let's jump to the next one. And this is how I troll. So a lot of Americans, because everybody's like worried about like the reactions that people are having, but they're actually laughing about this. I mean, it's sad, but they're laughing in the way of like saying like, this is how we understand how stupid our spending has been. And so a lot of people are saying, I just got fired by U.S. aid budget cuts because I was in charge of XYZ, and they're filling in the gap, right? So check this one out. We've got a few of them for you.
This
Just so you
guy's
get
in
it.
charge of ventriloquism on salamanders in western Uganda.
So go ahead, play it, and it's just music. So basically, you read these out. It says, I was the senior vice president of strategy for the effects of ventriloquism on salamanders in western Uganda. It's a sad day for him. All right, jump to the next one.
Oh.
They're getting very, very dramatic. This is the whole trend. You can look it up. Here's another one. I just got fired from my $200,000 a year U.S. aid job as director of why cereal gets soggy in milk.
I've wondered that so often.
Yeah. The trick is you have to put your cereal and then you put your milk in after and you eat it really fast.
If we keep going the way we're going, they're just going to plastic coat cereal too, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Won't be
All right.
soggy no more.
And this last lady, I really, really hurt for her because I feel that this could have been a really, really great opportunity for us to finally answer this question, which is, I was fired today from my job at the U.S. Aid. I work in the woodchuck department. We were so close to finding out how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yeah, so close.
You don't know?
So close. We've been asking
woodchuck
that.
as much wood as woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck
They
could
should have
chuck
just paid you.
wood. See, I got it.
So, okay, so let's go ahead and jump into like reality. So this is kind of like the reality part of it. And I thought the press secretary that they have now is not holding back. And so she answers this question. So check this out.
Congresswoman LaMonica McIver says we are at war. Ilhan Omar says we might actually see somebody get killed. And Chris Van Hollen says we have to fight this in the Congress. We have to fight this in the streets. So what now?
And may I just point out, if you heard that type of violent, enticing rhetoric from our side of the aisle, from Republican leaders on Capitol Hill, I think there would be a lot more outrage in this room today. It's unacceptable.
I love the graphics.
The comments that have been made by these Democrat leaders, and frankly, they don't even know what they're talking about. Because President Trump was elected with a mandate from the American people to make this government more efficient. He campaigned across this country with Elon Musk, vowing that Elon was going to head up the Department of Government Efficiency, and the two of them, with a great team around them, were going to look at the receipts of this federal government and ensure it's accountable to American taxpayers.
Oh, my.
That's all that is happening here. And for Democrat officials to incite violence and encourage Americans to take to the streets is incredibly alarming, and they should be held accountable for that rhetoric.
So that was her response to that question. And, it was interesting. I don't know if you watched it too, but we sat here and watched the whole thing when they were on stage talking about, going out to the streets and we're going to fight in Congress and we want you to fight in the street, blah, blah, blah.
Holy cow.
I mean, that does not That's not something we want. We want everybody. We want peace. Let's all work towards peace, and let's all work towards like.
Everybody chillax.
I think that the biggest thing is that people are upset that money is being uncovered, that is being funneled and kind of snuck into a lot of things that we don't know about. So they'll have like one main thing, like let's say, our kids' school lunches, and that's a big thing. And then they funnel in all this other stuff in there, and we're like, oh yeah, school lunches are important, but then you don't realize that you just gave, $2 million to a country that may be harboring terrorists, and we're like, okay, give it to the terrorist group so that, I don't know, because school lunches are important in the United States. Like, that's crazy. That shouldn't happen. That really should. I think that maybe I can fix Congress. What if I propose that every single thing that they want money for has to be an individual thing and you cannot group it? How would that work? Like, you say, okay, you want school lunches? Let's talk about school lunches, and then let's approve only the school lunches. So just check that out. Okay, and was that my last one?
Mm-hmm.
That was my last video. Okay, so just check that out, you guys. We have really enjoyed our time here. Thank you for scrolling with me on TikTok, and we'll be back with some more.
See us on the Rise and Grind. It's
check us
7
out.
a.m. Tuesday through Friday.
Definitely.
Have a wonderful week.